It's all transgressive in one way or another. It's not following comfortably the slot that's been opened up for something. And it's not like one is always out necessarily to shock, but one's always out to test the limit.
Here you chose things from the underground comic section, but aesthetically this is the beginning of your work.
Part of what was interesting for me about it was entering into that world of the new underground newspapers and stuff like that that were set up themselves to be, if we want to use that word again, transgressive. And it led to, for example, the Viper. And this was the first Viper story, the second Viper story, the third Viper story. I didn't know what I was doing, except I was really trying to be as nasty and unpleasant in the subject matter and as violent as S. Clay Wilson from The Pervert Pirates.
And you're giving an homage to Will Eisner.
A big homage to Will Eisner, a big shout out to like somebody who I thought drew light years better than me, but did something. But what was interesting to me now looking at it is it's 1, 2, and 3, and there's such a progression in understanding what a drawing is.
Do you actually look forward to learning something from the show itself?
When I look at one of the dominant images in this show, which is the sitting in mouse mask at drawing table, and much to my happy surprise, because I didn't know I was doing it until I was making it, has a very small mouse in the center of the crossroads of 4 stages of my life. It's cradled in the back and is given a quiet and central spot in the show, but it allows for the other work to live and breathe on both sides of that. And that offers a sense of proportion that's hard to come by when I sometimes feel that the 500-pound mouse is chasing me everywhere.
Normally, I know a lot of cartoonists who don't want to be pigeonholed into being children's book authors. They don't think it's as valuable or it's not as well regarded as being. But what's your feeling about the urgency of doing something for kids?
I'll do whatever you tell me, baby. I was 20 years old when I first had the idea for this kid book, but the idea there was really to subvert language early. It's Magritte's This Is Not a Pipe for Beginners.
What's the future of comics now that they are in museums and they are in bookstores and in galleries and they're very respectable, they get national book awards.
Now that they're respectable, there's room to rebel against it and make them unrespectable. There's rooms to find out what use you can make of something that appears respectable that still has a depth charge, because it's not like respectable is automatically boring. But part of it is that as we're talking about iPads and whatever, these things really hold their place by being books, by being works on paper. Yeah, the works here are made for paper, they're on paper, the originals are on paper, the finished result is on paper, and that's what gives them their place. If you're asking me about the future, at least in this corner of the future, what happens to the gallery museum part of the Faustian deal, it leaves room for people to make things where the book that exists would be a catalog of something that was really made for a wall, rather than the wall being the outgrowth of something that was made for a book.